Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. We've got a banger of a match that got recommended to me as a very exciting match, apparently. And down here in the bottom right side, it is Kaizi Gaming's REYNOR playing in the World Team League. It is, of course, a best-of-2 match, and it is getting close to the finals of this whole, tournament, this Team League. In the top left, representing Storm Gaming, it's MAXPAX. Gummio, and a few of their other players putting on a great bloody run in this tournament series. But of course, REYNOR is an obstacle for even the strongest of folk. Now, MAXPAX is blocking the base. Is REYNOR going to go for the purple gas base? It looks like no. Okay, he's been punished for that a bunch of times recently. It's Zerg versus Zerg and Zerg versus Protoss. I think REYNOR might finally have decided to give up on taking the super far forward rich gas base. But yeah, this is really exciting because MAXPAX is a big ground Protoss player. He used to be such a Skytoss god back in the Void Ray days. And recently, he's really been mastering the Glaive Adept openings. And even when people know it's coming, he has so many variations and ways of doing it that it's very hard to actually kind of figure out what version's coming and exactly where to stop droning and that sort of stuff. So I feel like MAXPAX has been playing just fantastic games all around and giving us really exciting movement-focused, micro-action-focused PvZs. On the other hand, REYNOR said that he feels his ZvP is probably his best matchup right now. He looked fantastic in this matchup at Katowice. And actually on this map and a few other maps, he did a lot of queen timings where he would just push with queens, sometimes in a Dropper Lord, often in a Dropper Lord, and just like with mass Roach Ravager. REYNOR keeps it very simple when he recognizes the opportunity. Just goes, kills him with a big timing attack. Him and Dark, two players that are more comfortable in this matchup, understanding when they want to tech up really hard and when they want to switch into the opposite and just make nothing but Roach Ravager off 70 workers and then go kill the Protoss player. MAXPAX going straight for an Adept and Warp Gate tells us he's not doing a Stargate opening unless he cancels that Warp Gate right now. But watching the production tab, he does not. So Twilight Council goes down in the back of the base. No surprises here. There's an argument that being predictable, going Twilight or Stargate every game, is a weakness because your opponent can assume what you're up to. On the other hand, if you're good enough at it, why not? And oh my god, he is going to go the rich gas. He's just taking it as a third. REYNOR loves that rich gas. You get double gas mining on it. It's essentially having two gases for the price of one. Of course, only need 3 drones mining it rather than 6 as well. You save a drone, not having to build the extra extractor. One of the advantages to Zerg, getting the rich gas is, hey, I don't need to spend 2 workers building extractors. So I actually save a worker, which is really cool. That lava does make a difference. Adept just shading around. Looks like 2 more gateways on the way. So 3-gate Glaive Adept so far. I wonder if MAXPAX mines out those gold minerals and takes the straight line third, or does he expand to the front? I really feel like the straight line third is a fantastic choice. I don't think it gets used often enough. Robo comes down a little bit later on the Robo, so not sure the Prism... actually, I think if he chronos, the Prism will still get there for about a 4-minute 40 warp in on the front, which could still be effective. Oh, I like this move. REYNOR's going to break the rocks. Very important to slow down the initial Adept Shade. He's talked about this. He told me this at Kato. He said, oh, I really like the rich gas on this map. Like if they block you naturally, you just go take the rich gas, you break the rocks, and Adepts have to go all the way around. And everyone always wants to punish the rich gas with those Adepts, which is really cool. And he gets a free 4th base in the back if he can hold on to this. Glaive Adepts are on the way. 3 more gateways. Is MAXPAX doing a 6-gate? I think he's going for what is almost an all-in of mass Adept across this map. I saw MAXPAX do this recently against, I think it might have been Dark in one of the weekly cups. Looked like a really hard build to stop. Okay, sorry guys, it does look a little stuttery right now. That's obviously a clean feed we're casting off. That's not my own computer's performance. Hopefully that cleans up in a little bit. It might be that they have this map on ultra graphic settings and, oh, it looks like it's fixed now. Maybe there's some certain graphical doodads or something that are causing performance issues. Hopefully that gets fixed up. But I'm also not controlling the camera here either. A lot of roaches on the way right now, which is absolutely perfect. These Adepts getting slowed down coming across the map. And this first wave is not hitting all that hard and fast. There is a 3rd gas on the way behind it, but he stopped probing. Has MAXPAX 3 gas, 2 mineral lines. Ling's looking to probe on the counter attack. And he's going to need to warp in at home. He warps in 1 Adept, but that Adept is not in the choke point, I don't think. I think once they kill the Stalker, the Lings can shove in for REYNOR. You got to be careful here as MAXPAX, but it looks like the Zerglings did back off. Oh no, MAXPAX Adept moved out of the wall. It's on the minimap. but it looks like he did save it. He's got 2 Adepts there chasing it now. The Observer catches it. Adepts here getting pushed back. The Shade's getting forced out so early that he can't really threaten 2 mineral lines at once. Reynor's worker count is not that high, so you can definitely transition from here as MAXPAX, take that 3rd base, that sort of thing, but he's going to have to do it sooner rather than later. Prism in the main getting tracked as well. Reynor's multitasking is so good. Reynor loves the multitasking dance of StarCraft. That's why he's one of the best at defending this sort of pressure. He shades in, but the drones are already evacuating the bases by the time he gets there. The Roaches and the Queens starting to lower that Adept count, and Reynor, I think, is being so efficient here that he could have an explosive counterattack timing. On the other hand, Lair is not finished. Roach Speed is not finished. Robo Bay goes down now for MAXPAX, but without a 3rd base started, he's floating 900 minerals. Those Lings have denied his 3rd base attempt. MAXPAX desperately needs to get a 3rd base up, and he needs to do it soon. I think he might go for a big Adept warp in the main. Nope, just a 2 Adept drop, but the Lings and the Roaches are ready for it, and he's immediately shoved back. He's still warping an Adept 6 at a time, but he's floating a lot of minerals, and those Lings are going to cancel his 3rd yet again. The probe has to pull back, and MAXPAX is getting shut down. Reynor takes that rich gas on, and so many players feel they should be able to do damage against him when he does it, but he wants to bait you into being overly aggressive, and I feel like MAXPAX has fallen into the trap in this game. He's tried to punish it, but those rocks going down in the middle create such an awkward attack angle for the Protoss having to move down this left side of the map, and without the natural that you can threaten to shade into, there's no workers there. Just isn't that effective. I like the Prism in the main. He could get a few drones there, but here we go, shading on the front at the same time. These Adepts coming into the 3rd. So the natural, the 3rd, and the main all at once. Nice transfuses on the Queens, though. My God, they're tanking so much damage. 8 drones have gone down. It looks like he's finally getting economic damage, but remember that Reynor already has a mass of Roaches, Baneling speed, and +1 range on the way against a 2-base Protoss player, and that is not a cost-efficient trade. The battle report shows that was in favor of Reynor. Reynor's still up in workers afterwards, and he has shut MAXPAX down in this game. MAXPAX needs the balls of God. He needs these 2 disruptors to land the money shot of all money shots, because Reynor is going to have a scary Ravager Baneling timing. It's all about finding those big balls on the face. MAXPAX far behind in this game. Remember, guys, this is a best of 2, and I had it highly recommended to me, which means if this one ends up being a bop, the second game is almost certainly the banger, but let's see. Maybe we're going to see the balls actually make a crazy comeback here. Yeah, 1 or 2 drones, a few Zerglings. Doesn't find the mark on the first one, but he's going to have more opportunities. Those rocks going down. He spots it. Get out of there. Okay, MAXPAX needs to get that Prism home right now, and he needs to just keep chrono boosting these disruptors. It's all about being spread against the Banelings and land some big disruptor shots as well. If he's a bit too clumped up, I think Reynor's too good at splitting versus Banes, versus disruptor shots, sorry. And I think that could cause him issues. Disruptors get 2 Queens. Queens weren't going to be the most important in this attack, but man, the forward creep highway is very close to the Protoss base. 3 Adepts go around the right side for a counterattack. There's a handful of Stalkers that don't even have Blink yet, and 3 Disruptors. Can that hold an advance of Baneling speed, Roach Ravager Ling? We'll find out momentarily. He tries to go out front. Blink is not done yet. Does start a step backwards. Good micro, but his natural's under assault by a massive Zerglings right now. He's got to be careful. Massive Roaches, actually. Great run by there. Oh! Okay, Disruptor Shot does go off. A lot of Banelings block for like 1 Disruptor and a couple Stalkers. Not the greatest trade for Reynor just yet, but the Roaches in the base are such a big problem. Stalkers warping in the main. The Roaches will turn and fight them. Roaches in the natural turning to fight the Stalkers as they try to go back to defend it. The Banelings and the Zerglings and the Ravagers encroach on the 3rd, but look at that spready, beautiful dodge by Reynor on the 3rd. And MAXPAX just has to throw in the towel. Reynor shows that neo-humanity is his playground. He loves that rich gas base, and it's business as usual for the Italian Stallion. All right, we're going to go into map 2 on Ancient Cistern to see if MAXPAX can tie up the series. The way the scoring works, we're not going to be casting the whole show match, but just this best of 2, guys. Oh, not the whole show match, but the whole Team League match. Is if MAXPAX gets a map as well, they both get eliminated and knocked off. So MAXPAX wants to fight hard. If he can knock Reynor out of the roster, then at least it'll be an even trade for the teams. MAXPAX in the top right is Cistern, Reynor in the bottom left. And, of course, the Adepts getting stopped in their tracks in that last map. Don't know how much experience MAXPAX had in that situation, but you could see that just, even if you want to counterattack on the right side of the map in Neo-Humanity, the last one, he had to go so far around. By the time he finally got the 3-pronged Adept pressure on, it was too late. Reynor was already too far ahead, and I think he definitely needed to have his own 3rd base coming up behind it and not be as committed. So Reynor basically built the perfect amount of drones, stopped at the right time, started making tons of roaches and queens, split them up very well, and did very well. Of course, if you're watching this, you know, at any point from when I'm casting it or forwards in the future, you know, REYNOR is now on Basilisk Esports, recently getting picked up by them. Kaiser's contract with him extended until the end of this tournament, the World Team League Finals. This is the playoffs of it right now. But he had such a good run with them. It was really cool being teammates with Oliveira and a few other fantastic players like Spirit. Probe being annoying here for MAXPAX, but you'll see REYNOR's just counter-microing. Each time the probe tries to occupy the patch, he just sends the drone back to the patch, makes sure his workers don't get interrupted too much. But it is annoying. You see, there we go. A drone starts to go walkabout, gets bounced around, and just wandering all around the map. Warp gates on the way. Adept building as well. 2 queens are building. All right, let's see how we do it. It's got to be a Twilight again. 100 gas kicking in a moment. Let's see him build a Twilight right about now. And MAXPAX, I mean, I've heard that he does it every game, but it's still funny to watch. Are we going to see it, or is he going Stargate this time? He's at 150 gas. Oh, he changes it up. I like it. I like it. Twilight game 1. And then fake Twilight game 2. Now, you might be wondering, what do you mean fake Twilight? The Overlord sees that Warp Gate is up researching, which means if there was a Stargate, it would be very delayed. Normally, you skip Warp Gate if you want to go Stargate, so he's trying to fake REYNOR out here. Unfortunately for him, REYNOR did build a safety spore in that last game, so I feel like REYNOR plays pretty safe here. I don't know if he's too vulnerable to getting tricked by this. A lot of players have a one-size-fits-all build if they can't confirm, but if he can hide 2 Oracles, sneak them across the map, there is a chance for big damage. Ooh! Oh, does get a drone and a Zergling, and doesn't go too deep, so he doesn't sacrifice too many hit points. That's a very good trade for MAXPAX. That's really well done. I love seeing players not overcommit. And he sees 6 Zerglings, so he says, okay, well, you've got Link Speed about to finish. You've got at least 6 Zerglings, which means you haven't been building drones too crazy. I'll just back off with those Adepts, bring them home, secure the 3rd base, and let my Oracles get to work in a little while. Now, if you really want to sell the story, you can make 4 Adepts and shade them out at about 4 minutes, 4:10. Really sells the story of, oh, look, here comes the Glaive Adepts. 4 Adepts come out, Warp Prism joins up, warps in another 4 to 6 Adepts, and bam, you've got a scary pressure on your hands. But REYNOR's going to try and get this information now, and there's already a Stalker in the wall. And there we go, 2 Adepts warping in. Yeah, like I said, you fake the Adept move out, you let them see the Adept move out, and he's actually going to go quick 3rd base here as well. The Lings don't actually see the Adepts moving out, and they will see the quick 3rd, I believe, so I actually think REYNOR might get wind of what's going on. He sees the quick 3rd, and he does come in. The Oracles are there. 4 Adepts going to go forward, though. Are there any Zerglings at home? This could be a little bit too greedy for REYNOR. And look at that. 2 drones go down. Very nice to start. Probably just wants to shade out after that. Not many workers exposed on this base. And the Queens might be able to get 1 Adept kill. Oh, he changes angle. The Oracles come in. The Spore's not done. MAXPAX. Oh, he says, okay, you got me game 1. But this time, being a little bit more slippery, gets 10 drones, 11. Yes, the Adepts are going to go down, but both Oracles survived. He got 11 drones. Completely acceptable to lose your Adepts there. MAXPAX has his 3rd up. As long as he can defend the 3rd from any counter aggression, he'll be good. Twilight Forge, 4 gases. He's a little delayed on everything, but that's okay. He can now explode into all of that. It was a very micro-heavy moment in the game. REYNOR recovering his work account, frantically trying to get back in control, but it's 5:15 and there's no lair started. 5:15, no lair started means REYNOR is impotent in this game. He has to sit there and take whatever Protoss throws at him and just defend and survive for at least 3 more minutes in this game, because that's the fastest he'll have roach speed. And pre-roach speed, there's not a lot you could do to attack a Protoss player. Zerglings managed to grab a probe. REYNOR has fantastic micro and APM. 6 more gateways are on the way, so he's going to go to 8 gates. Blink starts, but doesn't have the gas for +1. Hopefully MAXPAX does remember, and he does the moment he gets 100 gas. Oracle's not finding any more future damage. Melee upgrade does start for REYNOR. He's back in the worker lead, but not by too much. I do feel in this scenario, MAXPAX could easily drop a 4th base. We'll see. I really think he gets a free pass to 4 base. If he chooses to just take it right now, he'll be able to get up a battery and a cannon on it well before REYNOR can do anything to him. But he might be looking more aggressively and thinking, hey, let's go do a big Blinkstalker attack to deny your 4th base Something a lot of Protoss players do try to do. If they can get rid of the 4th base, it pays big dividends. It looks like he's moving out now. And he's going to take a 4th base behind it as well. Stalkers and Lings in the middle of the map. Or actually Adepts running into Lings. Ah, good surround. Those Adepts are going to go down. Hopefully he can take out a few of those, but no, doesn't choose to. Oracle's trying to thread the needle here. Most importantly, he sees no spy. He gets a pretty good scout. He sees no spy. He sees some gases missing. And he says, oh, okay. You're going to be playing a Ling-heavy style. REYNOR realizes he's behind, so he's only playing 4 gas. What does that mean, Pig? Well, the more gas you make, the more higher tier units. REYNOR realizes right now he needs a lot of Lings and Roaches, very mineral-heavy units to just defend this army. He just needs to be able to win some fights in the mid-game. He knows he's down on workers, but if he can crush an engagement, that'll make it all worth it. It is all about that. REYNOR's still denying the 4th base. The probe in the top went down. MAXPAX tries to take the 4th down to the bottom right side now. He was going to take the top side, but he changed his mind. Oh, sentry goes down. That's a very good sentry snipe to start. It looks like battery overcharge had to go down in the Stalker Warping to defend the 3rd from the Ling rally. And he gets a 4th base snipe. Oh, this is not what REYNOR wanted. Now he's stuck on 3 bases, going for a quick hive. But, I mean, what can he even do with the hive? Guys, I always joke about REYNOR's hive in this matchup because he usually uses it to make adrenal glands and nothing else. This time, he actually is making a Hydroden, so he's clearly planning to make Lurkers as his comeback unit of choice. Lurkers hard counter Zealot Stalker. Problem, MAXPAX has a much bigger economy and setup than him, and REYNOR's like, where's your 4th? He doesn't realize it's down to the right side. He's like, well, you're still on 3 base? So REYNOR has a lacking set of information about what's going on in this game. He might move down there now as his Lings move in past the 3rd base. Stalkers see it. If he loses this 4th, that'd be a disaster, but there's no way. Oracles are there. MAXPAX going to clean a few of these bad boys up, but not that many, and just ends up tagging him and pulling back. +2 melee, Lurker Den, Baneling Nest, all on the way for REYNOR. He's trying to rebuild the 4th, and he's droning up past the 62 workers he's been on for most of this game. He's going to, of course, need to take more gases in order to get that Lurker tech and those Banelings going. Right now, he's still defending with a much smaller army, though. I mean, he's got slightly more army supply, but that's Ravager's supply. But actually, there's a decent number of Lings in there. Lings are high-value units. You got to find yourself a high-value unit in this situation. Oh, Stasis Trap on the backside gets set off by a single Zergling. Great move by REYNOR. This could be the fight he needs. Those Oracles are out of energy. The Stalker's starting to fall. He needs the Blink to come off cooldown, but oh no, big trades there. REYNOR gets a fantastic fight, and that's what he was hunting for. He was down on economy for a long time, but REYNOR, of course, finds the engagement, and that was very good activity. I think if Zealots would counterattack him at the same time or something, it would have been different. If some Zealots joined the fight, or Archons, they would have ruined the Zerglings, but losing those Stalkers takes a bit of the wind out of MAXPAX sails. Still pretty even army supplies, of course, or overall supplies. Protoss slightly behind, but as the Lurkers come out, that's going to be a big problem for MAXPAX. And these Zealots potentially getting cleaned up for free. No recall available. He has to just stand and fight. Kill some Zerglings, but that's a good fight for REYNOR. 5th base does start up in the top side for MAXPAX. If MAXPAX can keep his economy going, he's still up 7 workers in this game. He's adding Archons to deal with the Zerglings, but because he lost that little bit of momentum in the last fight, it's like he's added Zealot Archon, he's got the counter to the Zerglings, bam, REYNOR's 1 step ahead, he's going to Lurkers. And it's so fascinating, because normally REYNOR's ahead, and I criticize him for never teching up, but when he's behind, he shows that flexibility and says, hey, I can't just swarm you with basic units, I have to tech up. I got the 1 good fight with the Ling Ravager. I'm not going to get a second one of those. No way. I know you're too good for that. And he gets us around in the top. The Zealot Archon getting overwhelmed. Good fight there for REYNOR. A Lurker gets focused down by the Stalkers in the south side, but Stalkers cannot push into the burrowed Lurker position. Zealots in the top side trying to defend. Oh, REYNOR's going to get that 5th base. Zealot Archon's meant to do well versus Zerglings, but REYNOR, explosive split. So many Lings off, forces the cancel on the 5th base. Yes, he loses some Zerglings for it, but a well worthwhile trade. The Oracles get in. They're not going to be able to kill that until after a lot of probes fall down. Dude, I think Adrenal Glands got made in this game as well. So those Zerglings do especially crazy high amounts of damage. Here we go. Roach, Ravager, Lurker, Ling moving in the bottom right side as well. The Stalker's backing off. And here we go. Biles landing just in front. MAXPAX holding position. He's got Oracles for detection. There's not much that shoots up, but the Oracles are low on energy. 5th base gets cancelled again. He uses the Oracles, his only detection, to clear up the Lurkers. And that means more and more probes going down. REYNOR's cracklings are a nightmare. I feel like this is what REYNOR's so good at. When he falls behind in this matchup, his Zergling harass is second to none. There is beautiful, beautiful play in that regard. He's got +3 melee as well. His adapted talents, the second lurker upgrade's on the way. MAXPAX does snipe his 6th base. He says, okay, you've got a 5th up. Well, my 5th will finally get up with this Zealot Archon coming in on the north side. And as long as you keep the Zealots and the Archons in a tight formation, you'll be good. And you can see there now with 2 Archons, 10, 12 Zealots, Zergling's no good versus that. He's going to need to use Lurkers on the left side to deal with that army and maybe rotate his Lings to the bottom right side of the map. REYNOR's very good at doing the switcheroo with his army focus, and you can see, yeah, he's going to go for that. He's going to maybe try and split these Lings around and surround this army. The Oracles are dangerously low on energy. More Zealot Archon being produced for MAXPAX. MAXPAX has not made a robo transition. He could go Disruptors here to deal with the Lurkers. It could work out, but it's very expensive. That being said, he does have the superior economy and has had it for a long time. Oracle's going to turn on their lasers. Zealot Archon on the left side, very good versus this army. Biles not really hitting in a big way. Oh, the Lynx around in the bottom, man. The Archon trying to land some of those splashies, but not really getting any hits off, and that army just gets run down. The explosive power of the Zergling is so good versus the Stalker. They're so weak versus Archons. They're so weak versus any splash damage in Oracles. But REYNOR is just, the real advantage he has here is his APM. He's so good, his attention at multitasking. Whenever the Oracle's lasers on, he gets out of there. Whenever the Archon Zealot is in a good position, he gets out of there, and he goes right back in and finds a good position. His multitasking and his ability to pick engagements is fantastic, and he's really fighting his way back. Remember, MAXPAX was in a killer position in this game early on, even sniped that 4th base. Zealot Archon comes down. He's going to need to get back to the battery and the cannon. No reason to fight out there, but he doesn't want to let the Lurkers in too deep. Oh, battery overcharge does go down, but the front line of Zealots is falling. The Archon's trying to fight as best they can. It's a lot of Roach Ravager here. I think it looks like he's got a much bigger army in the bottom side. Does MAXPAX, but he doesn't. Oh, he's going to pull his whole army up here to try and defend. If he can defend this base, it might be worth it, but that means REYNOR can shove in the bottom right. Look at the minimap. Look how quick REYNOR reacted. The moment that army moved out of position, he knows what MAXPAX play is, and he punishes it. Even if this army gets crushed, he doesn't care. It's about to get surrounded. It'll be a good fight for MAXPAX, but at the same time, picture in picture, in the right side, Lurkers and Lings ravage the workers on MAXPAX 4th. And that is a good trade for REYNOR once more. He's been on 72 workers for a long time. He doesn't have an amazing bank, but he is keeping MAXPAX economy in shambles. They're now very even in workers, whereas MAXPAX was way ahead for a long time in this game. And REYNOR takes that base up and starts coming back. He's still on a massive, now +3 melee Adrenal Gland Zerglings. Zealot Archon plus Oracles trying to defend on the right side. The Oracles are like, dude, can you just slow down and let us regain energy, please? But he keeps having to use the Revelation for detection and to see where the Lurkers are, and every time he turns the lasers on and REYNOR just runs away, he's not really able to get the value out of them. Those Oracles dead weights until about a minute from now in this game. Lurker Ling, a very mobile army. Those Hydras will go down, but those Oracles, they'll kill 3 or 4 Hydras, and then they're out of energy, and they're not useful. Oh no, mass Lynx around, coming on in. The Oracles trying to help out, but the Stalkers get ripped to shreds. And that there is the nature of one of the most volatile units in the game. The +3 melee Crackling. They are crack soldiers that are also smoking crack, and that's why they stab, stab, stab so goddamn fast. Yes, they're fragile. Yes, they die easily, but whenever they find a good engagement, they do punishing damage. And this is just a fantastic play by REYNOR. The Archon Immortal does crack through the Lurkers, and you can see how easily 4 or 5 Lurkers kill Zerglings, but there's more Hydras and Lurkers behind it. And that is a big problem. Looks like some Zealots in the bottom side will take out the 6th base of REYNOR. The supply still being so close after REYNOR took so many good fights tells you just how bad this game was for him. And even there, that army gets cornered by his Zealot Immortal Archon Oracle Warp in. Whoa, 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 the supply. The supply is dangerously close right now. MAXPAX down to 54 probes, though, and he did lose his 5th base of mining, but he can keep making Archons. Remember, low economy PvZ is heavily tilted in favor of the Protoss usually, because they still have the gases mining and they can make a core combat unit off just gas. So even if you don't have that many bases as Protoss, your gases last a lot longer than the minerals, and you're still making a lot of Archons. Now, don't get me wrong, REYNOR's way ahead. He's got the 6th base that he kept up. Oh, if you can deny that base, that's the lifeline of MAXPAX economy, and he gets it again. And look how quick a Morphing Archon dies. Anytime the units aren't in a big formation, you get the surrounding individual units, and Zerglings are the most god-tier, goated unit in the entire game. They are absolute monsters, and he's trying to get more Lurkers up on the D. He's going to have to bring the Zerglings back, because MAXPAX right now viciously trying to give him the D. The Lurkers, though, they all finish morphing just barely in time. Maybe if MAXPAX pushed south faster, he could have caught them, but he didn't realize that REYNOR was so late on that Lurker morph, and he kills a base, has to back off. MAXPAX still looking for these good trades. Once he has the army together, it's really hard for REYNOR to deal with. He needs all of his Lurkers together, a lot of supporting units to deal with that. The problem is MAXPAX only has that scary army when it's all together. When it's all together, he can't secure his 4th base again, which means income-wise, he's on a timer. REYNOR's got a much better army. He's going to push in, but REYNOR can afford to be very careful here. The Lurkers burrow very far forward. MAXPAX tries to take the fight as the Lurkers are burrowing. Oracles with the tags and the lasers. The Archon Immortal Zealot coming in. It's a very close engagement. But my god, the layer of Queen Lurker is just so tanky, and it looks like, oh my god, 2 Immortals, 2 Archons, 1 Oracle, and 3 Zealots still alive. 5 Hydras are there, 9 Hydras, 36 Zerglings being rebuilt. This next wave might be enough to overwhelm. He's got to get rid of this core of Immortals and Archons before they get out of control. And I think with this Remax, he might just barely have the numbers to do it. Indeed, he does. And REYNOR, you could tell, had to fight hard for that game, but that was a fantastic comeback. GG, well played. REYNOR shows that he's got what it takes to fight hard from behind. GG.